ఇంకి ఇది న్యూ మెక్సికోలో ఉంది కదా, ఇక్కడే నా చూసాం. అది
న్యూ మెక్సికో అంటావు, నాకు ఏమంటున్నావు?
అదేదో కాఫీ అది తాగేది నీకు డంకిన్ డౌన్ ఏదో ఉంది అది. కలకట్టా ఢిల్లీ స్టేషన్లో చూసి ఓహో ఆహా అనుకుంటాం. బ్రహ్మాండంగానే.
All right, this is a World War II vehicle. It's been restored. 75 years old, 1943, I think, serial number. Serial number does indicate it was at the Normandy invasion. This is the real thing. We think the last of the remaining parts is probably this steering wheel. Remember back in the war, they didn't have a lot of steel, aluminum. Things were made of wood. This is massive. Every year we sand it down and varnish it. All right, it's showtime. On the right, we have Union Station, first on the public, 1907. Today, it's the country's largest train station. Columbus Circle, 56 flags wrap around the circle. 50 are for the states, 1 for the district, and 5 for the territories that we control. All right, most of the lights are green. That's close enough to DC. Like other cities, traffic regulations are optional here. The sight that you're going to see some unbelievable driving behavior tactics, let's say that. All right, North Capitol Street, there's the north face of the Capitol. But Lady Freedom is facing east. That was the front of the Capitol, is now the old front. That's for the Supreme Court and Library of Congress. President Reagan, 1980, decided that the west side was going to be the new front. It was the common sense side of it. That's where the inauguration, that's where the mall is. The mall had grown in popularity and size. So in 1980, he designated the west side as the new front. So International Brotherhood of Teamsters, that's a perfect one. We have the Japanese-American Memorial to Patriotism in World War II on December 8th. There's 4 tenths of M. 4 of everything. Only 1 tenth of M Northwest, so don't forget that quadrant. Jones Day Law Firm, one of the largest in the country. CBS EV News, sometimes shooting from the top. National Association of Auto Carriers on the right. I tell people if you're going to go postal on me, you've got to go in there first. By golly, tell me you're Doug Hughes, a retired postal worker, he did just that. He decided he did that. He got up to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, about 100 miles north of here, flew it down here. When he got close, he flew below treetop level. Very smart. There are some very serious people on some of these rooftops. And we go down the FBI building, we may see their heads pop up. He, in fact, landed on the west side of the Capitol and went to jail. His gyrocopter. And that's what really made him mad. Oh, here it starts. All right, left to right, let's see. This is 3rd Street.
Left side.
right, this is the mall of bicycles and scooters. All right, we're off route right now. This is the back end of the National Art Gallery. Yay! You gotta get your picture taken about 1,000 times. People are gonna quack at you. The drive shaft goes right there. This is the west end, backside of the National Art Gallery.
ఏది జూమ్ కాదమ్మా, ఇది అడ్డేస్తున్నాయి వరుస ఇలా అయినంత అడుగుతున్నది. రాడ్లే వస్తున్నాయి దీంట్లోనే, రాడ్లన్నీ అడ్డు వస్తున్నాయి దీనికి.
Back on route. On the left is the National Archives, a must-see. Constitution, Bill of Rights, Declaration of Independence. On the left, on the right, Navy Memorial. The Naval Academy is about 25 miles east of here in Annapolis, Maryland. And on the left is the Department of Justice. Bill Barr is the Attorney General. Let me think. Yep, for this week, he's still the Attorney General. And on the right, FBI's main building. J. Edgar Hoover building. Chris Ray is director of the FBI. You see these planters right here, they're not for plants. That's a security barricade. If you look through the opening, you see another building back there. That's the main building. Average price for a room here is $600 a day. Average price in D.C. is only $200 a day. That was Dr. King in August 1963. He started his Freedom March right here, Freedom Plaza. Ended up over at the Lincoln Memorial. That's where he gave his I have errors. Congress actually gets involved with external, like the big budget. All right, straight ahead is the south lawn of the White House. White House is diagonally to the right. Can't see it for the trees right now. We're going to take a left here, go down to Constitution. There you get a good camera shot of the White House. down traffic. On the left is the Commerce Department. I think that building is big enough. Went to the 1930s. They finally paved over Constitution, called it Constitution Avenue. Right now we have a flood warning going on, but Constitution and Independence turned into a river again.
We are in traffic.
They're all over, and you'll notice like the famous
Don't get up when it is moving.
well, not a mistake. They ran out of materials on the Washington Monument. We go by it. You'll see the top 2/3 one color, the bottom 1/3 different color, totally. Architects must have had heart failure on that one. But two different quarries got involved. It took 50 years to build in Washington Monument. You watch Jeopardy, the Washington Monument. What's the shape of it? It is Egyptian technology or architecture, the obelisk. Four-sided figure, pointed, tall. What's the opposite of an obelisk? Egyptian technology. Pyramid. Get that one. Well, we're just going to have to ratchet up some of these questions. We've got a sharpshooter here. The questions that were from Jeopardy. No. Do you do crossword puzzles? Oh, we got a good one coming up. oh. The brown building on the left with the slope side is the museum dedicated to African Americans' history and culture. Opened a few years ago, very well received. The volume you see is above ground is the volume you got underground. This thing is huge. A funny story about that. This was $370 million. Half of it was by donations, and half by paint the White House white and officially call it the White House. 1901. It's a very porous sandstone. One of the names was White House, the other was the President's Mansion. That didn't go over too well. But he officially called it the White House. Time you cross the street with the red hand says don't do it. To be fair, this is the only intersection where they just totally ignore it. All the other intersections are there. Trying to put band-aids on the elevator, and that didn't work too well, so I finally had to put a whole new one in there. On the right. The West Wing is the seat of executive power. That is the Oval Office. In the middle is where he lives, and then right in the East Wing, Melania has an office. They're doing some major renovation in the Oval Office. They found some leaks there that needed fixing. Okay, no one got that. notice these two attractions, always crowded year-round. On the left is the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. Look at all the people. 58,000 names are on the wall. I haven't left my fellow cadets listed there. Too many. Straight ahead, Lincoln Memorial is for Dr. King. On the right, Plattsburgh White Memorial. Four gold-plated statues came from Italy in 1950, saying, "Thanks, guys, what you did for us in World War II, the latter part." Yes. BMI. Going to Memorial Bridge. Under major reconstruction, to say the least. Potomac River. Coming into view on the right, National University. That was on the 14th Street Bridge. That way. We're going to go right under it. I'll bring that up. Straight ahead on to National Cemetery. 30 individuals per day get buried at Arlington. If you're really into history, the Arlington tour, which is a separate tour, if you're really into history, it's a narrated tour with trams. It's pretty cool. About 200 yards beyond the tree line. That's the spectacular Marine Corps Memorial. That's the one where John Rosenthal took the Pulitzer Prize winning picture. Of the soldiers, planes were flying on top of Mount Suribachi in Iwo Jima in February 1945. 6 months before the end of the war. Puts it in almost park, jumps out of the car. Are you here for that? We have major towing capacity. Oh yeah. Yeah, the whole thing was a lot of plug in. Well, the wall right in the middle of the Pentagon. I can see the rare Potomac alligator up there.
Ini gimana bentar?
Alright. We teach boating, and right now we're in the middle, or we'll be starting in a couple of weeks delivering boats to Florida. This big guy wants to go to Miami in about 3 weeks. And you can go from Canada to Miami, intercoastal waterway, without going outside into the Atlantic. Canals, lakes, rivers, they all been opened up. It's pretty cool. Oh yeah. Big ones, all this, the big people head south come November. It's hurricane season, so it's very expensive, it's very slow, but it's safe. One of the big things for us professional captains is that the insurance companies clamp down on these people. They don't know what they're doing. They're not allowed to drive this thing. Too much liability. Trying to dock one of these things in a crosswind with this thing sitting in the middle here. More than exciting. Fast for this one. Oh, this one is limited 6 miles an hour. It has 4 miles diminishing return real quick. Ready for towing and access. These became troops and equipment, and then after the invasion, then it became equipment. Yeah, because these things were empty. They still use them, John, Virginia Beach, Fort Story, as logistics. A lot of tradition with the Navy. That was the Higgins boat. That's the sister of this one. And that's the tour we get out there. We do the Pentagon. Okay, on the right, Pentagon, world's largest office building. Okay, 25,000 people work there. How big is it? 6 zip codes. Whoa. One for each of the armed services and one for the chief of staff. This is the northwest side. Around the corner to the left is the west side. That's the side they got hit 9/11. An American Flight 77 slammed into it, killed 186 people. The question asked is why only 186? That sign just happened to be in the renovation. Tidal water is here. There's one by the road. Right now we're under a flash of 1 in the morning until 4 o'clock at night. So there you go out here and have fun. Now it's going to be fun. Tidal water is being absorbed influences in the digital and the road. Tide goes up. The right tide goes down. Every 6 hours there will be a change of the tide. This is Boundary Channel, which is at the man-made inlet, and then we're going to go into Potomac. So this is freshwater. Excellent fishing here. And you see it, stormwater from West Virginia. All this debris down here. So they had a storm maybe 2 days ago. We call in, briefly call in. These things, we have trash vessels that come out here. They'll there. Big turtles, about 8 inches across. Here we see cormorants. These are underwater birds. They can outswim a fish. They will go underwater and there's nothing to see one pop up, but he's got a fish in his mouth. They can hold their breath for several minutes. I understand certain Asian societies have learned to train the cormorant. They'll put a choker chain on them, chuck them in the water. You go down, he'll come up with a fish, and every 10th one he gives a piece. So, a couple of weeks ago, the ospreys used to come up here. They come up from South America in 1 to 3 babies. These are fish eagles, about this big. And they just went back to South America a couple weeks ago. The ospreys and the eagles get into it. They're extremely agile. The eagles are very powerful. And the osprey will come down and he'll grab a fish. And we've got pictures of an eagle coming right down like a missile. And they both went like that. Running path goes down to Mount Vernon, 14 miles. All right, we're going out to Mighty Potomac, so senior manager put this together.
Just sit right back till you hear it, take the pain of the people of the that's how they come, that's how they go. People of the land is safe, it's the rain and sure. I'm not like that, it's like that.
Gilligan's Island, Mighty Potomac, freshwater. These bridges are much too low. Anybody ever been on a jet ski? Go jet skiing? Jet ski is a 8-10 foot long and it has about 175 horsepower engine on it. Way too much. But anyways, a couple of weeks ago we had a guy. We were out here and nobody else was out here, just me and his jet ski. We had 25 people there. And this guy falls off the jet ski and I said, now watch that jet ski. When you fall off a jet ski, it automatically goes to idle and then will circle. It'll come right back to you. So I said, now watch that. It'll come right back to that guy. The engine died. Whoa. And all I see was, he was flailing. He couldn't swim. About 50 feet from us. Went over there. Everybody was doing me. Backed up to the ladder. And then took him over to the jet ski. And he was able to get down, get the engine done. He said, I'm going to sell this fucker. I said, well, learn to swim first. You know, don't be rash. And you see a lot of that out here. Okay, what we're doing now is cornering these waves to get them in an angle. You know what? Watch out on this side. Summertime the kids like me to do that, but that's when the water's 80 degrees. It's now 65 degrees. It's fresh water. Just have a few tennis balls in it, that's for sure. Alright, the ducks and the duck captain. For me to drive this unusual beast, the Department of Transportation comes at me. You've got to have a commercial driver's license. For me to take it and put it in the water, Coast Guard comes at me. You've got to have a Coast Guard license. And for me to talk to the DC government comes at me. You will have a tour guide license. You've got to have 3 licenses to do this. It's very unusual. All right, these are 2.5-ton trucks. You take the truck right out, put the float body back on. You raise the electrical and the exhaust system. The wartime configuration, there were no seats, no sides, no top, no back ladder. And you just got on or off on the side. You jumped on, jumped off. Carried 25 minutes flying. Why did they bring the ducks into action? The ducks were started production in 1942. They made 20,000 of these out in the Midwest. These are GMC trucks. Eisenhower wanted to invade Europe and Normandy. Big problem in Normandy. The tides, 25-foot tides. That's why the English Channel's so rough. With tides like that, at low tide, they found out you had 1,000 each. And you ran in the ground, you dropped the bow, and you got off. They had to go 1,000 feet in the open. Whoa, we got a problem. They would have been slaughtered. Not around just fine. Bring in the ducks. The ducks don't care. We're 15,000 pounds solid steel. We had twin 50 caliber machine gun turrets. The machine gun, shoot a 50 caliber bullet about that long, it'll go right through a concrete bunker. That's what they needed protection. Oh yeah, a 50 caliber. 20 million 50 calibers. Oh yeah. And when you shoot it, you know it's like holding on to a jackhammer. They're all on pressure and high explosives. They're brutal. Anyway, ducks. 2,000 ducks. 6:30 in the morning, low tide. It's the first wave of the invasion. They carry combat engineers. That's what I was. We just let the blow things up and build things. Come thinking, their job was full pathways to the Atlantic Wall. Marshal Rommel had created the Atlantic Wall, and he knew they were going to land in Normandy, but nobody would listen to him. Good. Day one, they did indeed land 150,000. After the war, they became rescue boats, and then they became tour guide boats. We've got some people from Ireland back here. Ireland. Oh, right here. We had a lady months ago. She was in her 90s, Irish, and when she was a child, she went out with her family in the Irish Sea in their boat. The boat started sinking, and the only thing she remembered was a green duck coming over and saving the whole family. She was in her 90s. She said, I had to get back on the duck. Pretty cool. Anyway, excellent fishing through here. 14th Street Bridge, there it is. Question about it. In 1980, January 1980, Air Florida Flight 90 took off from Reagan Airport about a mile from here in a snowstorm. He did not de-ice properly. He got about here and dropped like a rock. Right there, that first 200 feet right there. He came down nose first. It was all caught on cameras. And the front hatch came open, and this guy comes out, and he saves 5 people. But the water temperature in January was 31 degrees. Hypothermia, no, it doesn't make any difference how strong you are. Hypothermia will get you in 8 minutes. That's it. If you watch the movies, this guy just drifts off. And he was quite the hero. And that is the Arthur T. Williams Memorial Bridge, 14th Street Bridge. Yeah, likely. Helicopters came in. They were dropping lines to people. It was all frozen over. You couldn't bring a boat in. All caught on tape. It was pretty cool. When you guys the steering wheel, there are no brakes in the water, and I've got the remote throttle. Bring your paparazzi up with you. Okay. 9, let's switch. Hi, who's next? Who wants to drive this? Well, it's confused. It hits the wall and then reflects back. And whenever it reflects back, it grows. And if it hits just right over there, it'll grow bigger. We've had 4 foot. Yeah. Oh.
Huh? You're not Noah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Big horn, haven't done that one. All right, anybody else? Okay, who's coming up? All right, here comes the guy. All right.
వెళ్దాం పదరికి మన సరదాగా ఫోటో తీసుకోండి.
All right. Rotation of the steering wheel and the rotation of pumps water up through there. Every year they get certified. Massive pumping capacity. Let the water come in. How to read the weather. The best way is to look up. We're headed south, that's west. All new weather comes from the west. Okay? Don't look east unless you want to kind of compare it. And when you do look east, that's the old weather. The two are about the same. That means the next 20 minutes is similar, and that'll keep you out of trouble. The worst thing you want to see is darkening clouds, and then clouds that start to go vertical. It's what it's trying to do is build energy. We don't care too much about the wind or the waves. We can find a way to solve that problem, but lightning, when you get lightning, and we are on a 15,000-pound lightning rod. But we have people back at the office, so let me know. Reagan Airport straight ahead. Yes, there's a rudder and a prop, and it's in a funnel. One of the problems with ducks in the design of the duck, how do you get water to the prop? Okay, if you stick the prop down there, yeah, you'll get water to it, but it's exposed. So they put it up in a funnel and, get water to it so you don't have cavitation. Heard about Amazon's second headquarters? There it is, right there in Arlington, right where those tower cranes are. Smithsonian, and then Red Castle. Smithsonian was started in the 1840s with a Englishman, Smithson. He never been to the United States, but he donated $500,000 for the gaining of knowledge. Whoa. Look what that's for. Whoa, I don't know. Oh, donations. Yeah, I've got the Smithsonian magazine. On the right is the big one, the Air and Space Museum. 5 million people a year. There it is. Coming up on the right. Under construction. Eisenhower Memorial. And on the near right. Voice of America. Left is the strange architecture. All the corners are rounded off. American Indians believe that evil spirits lurk in square corners. Anybody's got a boss with a corner office can confirm that one, I think. On the right, you see the greenhouse. This is Botanic Gardens here to the right. They have 8,000 different varieties of plants in there and flowers. Memorial, largest. Whoa, somebody's getting married here on the right. Get that dress right. Ooh, don't do it, don't do it. Straight ahead, President Garfield, 1881. Unfortunately, 3 months in office, he got assassinated, but he was quite the scholar. He used to put on a demonstration for people where he would write Greek in one hand.
correct time.
All right, this is the new front of the Capitol. All right, on the left is the, this is the new front of the Capitol. On the left is the Senate. They are not in session. Flag's not flying. In the middle is the legislative body of the government. And on the right is the House of Representatives. All right, crack 'em. Take a look at this cross street, especially to the right. You've heard the phrase, up on the hill. Well, that's the road that I... On the right, Taft Memorial, William H. Taft, 27th President. This is the 27th Bell Carol. Came in after the very popular city vote of 1908. All right, trick question for you. Remember I said trick question. Who is the youngest president? Ta-da-ba-da. I said a trick. Whoa. Now you got me thinking. Kind of a hero. Hey. Now's a good time to look around your seat. Make sure you get your cell phone keys. Your ticket's a good way to get back to the company. Put your cell phone TripAdvisor, and you can attach photos to it. To the right, Senate office building, and the other side of that, Supreme Court, always something going on, and the Library of Congress. And if you had a safe, informative, fun trip, don't forget your Captain Bob at the end of the ladder. What a nice day for a duck run.
Is the entering
The first from one to the right is Security and Exchange, and they're the money trees up top, of course. And on the far right Thurgood Marshall, first African American in the Supreme Court, 1967. As a defense attorney, he won 27 out of 32 cases before the Supreme Court. And rumor has it they said, we need that guy on our side. All right, after every successful landing,
On the road again.
Chris Christie was on a couple weeks ago, and he had some big guys with him. Major Garrett, he's around here a lot. Major Garrett, he rides. We've had some movie stars. Who's the redheaded country singer? Reba McEntire, yeah. Bernie Sanders, he's always running. He looks like a homeless person. He does. He's got this old green sweater. You know how your green sweater, you put your hands in the pockets and it drags the all stretched out. That's Bernie. He'll come by and, hey Bernie, how you doing? Hey, vote for me. All right, name of DC Ducks, especially Captain Bob. Y'all have a good one. Whoa, excellent group here. People like you guys.